Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bajan and this is my account SoCal Expeditions. In today's video we're going to do something really basic, and it's something that I recommend every single driver do, and that is put a dash camera in your car. Honestly, one of the coolest things to put in your truck, and honestly everybody should have one. So let's get into what tools you need to put this in your Toyota Tacoma, and let's go from here. I hope you guys enjoy this video and welcome to the channel. So this is actually a really basic install. You're only going to need a few things. This isn't a necessary tool, but it does help. It's one of these long extendable rods that has this end right here that I can push down, and it opens a clamp where I can pull wires through. You'll see where this is going to come in handy pretty soon. Now we have a 10mm socket so we can take apart the A-pillar. We have a pair of scissors to cut zip ties, and then we have these plastic wedge tools. These are really important for when you're shoving the wire in the headliner. You don't want to use a flathead. You will damage the headliner unless you tape the end. So these plastic wedge tools are awesome. They're really cheap on Amazon. And then we have zip ties. This is just to hide the wires as you're tucking them and to keep things clean. This video is going to be tailored to someone who wants to run the wiring to this 12-volt outlet. I recommend doing it to a 12-volt outlet, honestly, because if you want to take the dash camera out, it's really easy. Or you can do it to the fuse panel and do an inline fuse and everything like that if you want it running 24/7. It's totally up to you. Also, I hope you guys like my sandals and socks. But if we're running it here, we want to go ahead and take apart this center console area. So the first thing to do is pull this down. Go ahead and loosen the shifter knob. Set it over here. And then we're going to pull up on this whole assembly unit. Squeeze and pull up. There's honestly not much more to it. Just run your hands around very gently. Just like that. We can get this whole piece lifted up. So now we got our center console loose, and that's fine, that's good. We're gonna go ahead and get the A-pillar loose. Now for this, you can honestly just shove your fingernail back here on this SR5 airbag piece and pull it off, and then you have a 10mm bolt that you need to go ahead and take off. Very important. This is self-centering, and it's also a part of the airbag. So you wanna make sure, well, I mean, the bolt holds that entire piece in, so don't lose this. Make sure you put it somewhere. Cup holder is fine. And then we can go ahead, grab this piece here, and just gently bring this out. Watch the airbags, watch the wiring. I'm barely touching it, just wiggling it out. The wire, we have the end right here. We have one end plugged in. Take it, loop it around the center console area, so it's coming down below. You can see the end right here. We're just gonna take it and shove it down here, take our fingers, and start pulling this wire through with our fingers. Super easy. So here's the view that I get to see when I'm working at it. I can put my fingers down below here, make sure this wire isn't touching anything on its way over. Also, moving around to the passenger side, we can see this very specific part we want the wire to sit. There's this edge right here, and then there's this area that's flat that the wire can sit on, and this can all clip back together. So make sure that you don't leave the wire sitting on this edge and then clip this entire center console piece. Pull the wire out so it's sitting on the non-sharp edge, like right here, and then you can go ahead and clip it down. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull the wire through on this side, make sure it's tight. Begin lining this center console piece back up, make sure everything is how I like it. That looks good to me. It's not sitting on the edge where it's sharp. And just like that, we have the wire running all the way through. It's not touching anything, it's not getting caught, it's not cutting. Everything looks perfect, just like that. So now we have the wire that's run all the way over here, and this part is really hard to film. There's honestly no way for me to do it. So you need to look to see where you can zip tie the wire extremely high up and out of the way. You want to do this extremely easy. Just make sure you're zip tying it and not loosely leaving the wire, because you can accidentally yank it out and then pull out all the wiring everywhere else. So to get the wire from down here to up top is where this rod is really gonna come in handy. Just take the rod, shove it down into the dash, and kind of just let it figure out its way down. This is gonna take a couple tries. You kind of just feel where it's loose. Then you can come down here and try and find it with your hand. And then once you find it with your hand, like I just found it right down here, I'm gonna use one hand to open it, one hand to put the wire in there, and then I can pull it up top. So here it is with the wire attached. You can see just like that. Just gonna grab this, gently lift it and bring it up. There's tons of things in the way, so we're just trying to gently bring it around and bypass everything and slowly bring it up. Look at that, how easy that is. Oh, and bam, hard part done. So now we have the wire right here. What we can go ahead and do is we can zip tie it to the wire loom all the way up top, across, and then through the headliner. Keep it away from this airbag. Don't put it near this airbag. Make sure it's just zip tied out of the way. One zip tie done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug the camera in, we're gonna turn the ignition on, and then we can actually see out of the video camera, just like how I can see out of mine. So looking out the dash cam, I'm gonna see where I wanna mount it, where it looks good, where I can see the entire road, and it looks like a feasible spot for the camera itself. Now, I do know that you're gonna have a harder time mounting it to these little black pieces right here that are on the window itself. What I'm gonna do is clean up this area where I'm gonna mount the camera. If you have acetone, actually if you have a tint, I wouldn't recommend using acetone. So I have the adhesive back pulled off for the dash camera. I'm gonna go ahead, just look out the camera itself at where would be a good mounting spot for it. And then I'll go ahead and just stick it on the windshield. This looks like a really, really good spot right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, make sure it's straight. Look straight, and we're just gonna press and hold. So now I got it set up right here. Just gonna keep holding it, hold it down for a minute or so, let all of the adhesive stick. All right, so here's what we got. We have the dash camera installed, it's mounted, and then we just have the cable that runs all the way across. So I left this loose already. I'm just gonna go ahead and start tucking from right to left, and then it's gonna be good to go. I say right to left because you can tuck all the way over here and then you end up with extra slack over here, and then you have to retuck all the way back over there. All right, tucking the wire. I know the lighting's terrible. I'm trying, just honestly just push it in with the plastic wedge tool. This is so easy. I don't know why this scares people. Just gently push it in. You can actually just hide most of this wire in there. And then again, for this part around, just keep pushing it in. I'm literally just taking it and shoving it with my finger up. I don't even need the plastic wedge tool in all honesty. But just take it and just shove it up. So you can see the parts where the wire needs to be tucked in more. This is the part where the plastic wedge tool really helps out because I can't get that with my finger. I got all the rest of it with my finger, but I'm gonna use the plastic wedge tool for this. Just push on the wire. See how cheaply made these cars are. So here's the dash camera installed. The wire runs all the way over. It's tucked up nicely. And then here is just the extra wire. So all I gotta do is zip tie this, push it back behind right here where there's this empty gap and I can fit it, and then zip tie it to this wiring right here, and it's done. Getting this A-pillar piece back on, just set the bottom in first and then gently wiggle it and kind of just tuck the airbag in. Tighten everything back up. I don't know the torque spec for this. Don't go too tight. This piece back in. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I really have to show you guys. That's how to install a dash camera. It's super simple. All you're gonna need is a 10mm, some plastic wedge tools, some zip ties, scissors, something to grab the wire, or you can honestly just feed it with your hands yourself. It just takes a lot longer that way. And that's honestly it. It's a super easy install. Every single vehicle should have a dash camera. This is just how to do it in a 3rd-gen Toyota Tacoma. If you have a different truck, it's relatively the same. I know for 2nd-gen Tacomas, you guys have the driver's side handle there, so you need to take 2 bolts off, I believe, and the rest of it is the same. Just tuck it against the headliner and you're good to go. So if you guys find this video helpful, just please give me a thumbs up. Again, I'm sorry about the lighting. I tried my best, but it's raining outside today. It's dark, and I promise that I'll get videos out every single week. I'm trying my best. So if you guys enjoy it, give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video next week covering the Solo Stove Bonfire. Should you buy a portable camping fire pit? The answer, you'll find out next week. I'll see you guys in that video. Take care. Hey guys, this video clip is taken directly from the dash camera itself, recorded on my micro SD card. Now, I'm really impressed with the quality of the footage. This is extremely usable footage. I can grab license plates from this. I can grab faces from this. I'm just very, very impressed. So I'm going to have to rate this dash camera from my initial impressions a 9.5 out of 10. Everything about it, the build quality, ease of use, and the instruction manual that came with it are all amazing, as well as the footage it's providing. So I'm going to have to say this is an awesome dash camera for your vehicle. Thank you guys for watching.